locked up in chains.
Hello, and welcome to my Beatles YouTube channel. If you like the Beatles, please make sure you subscribe and you check out my other videos because I'm sure you're gonna find them interesting. This is another episode of a new series called Song Secrets of the Beatles, in which we analyze every single Beatles song one episode at a time. Every episode is divided in 5 different sections: the story behind the song, in the studio, decoding the lyrics, breaking down the music, and legacy and impact. Today's song is Chains from the Beatles' debut album Please Please Me. So let's go ahead with our first section.
The story behind the song, behind the song.
Chains is a rhythm and blues song written by husband and wife songwriting team Jerry Goffin and Carole King. The song was a hit for the American girl group The Cookies in 1962, and it was a popular song among Liverpool bands. The Beatles included Chains into their live sets for a while, and it was recorded for their 1963 debut album Please Please Me. Carole King also recorded the song for her solo album Pearls, Songs of Goffin and King, released in 1980. In 1963, the song was used for the opening scene of a film called Skipped Parts.
Chains was originally recorded by The Cookies, which was a group of 3 black girls that we used to sing background on our demos. The original image was, that old street corner music, 3 people standing there and just doing it in harmony, which we do in concert sometimes.
Chains, my baby's got me locked up in chains, and they're the kind that you can see.
I thought it was really neat when the Beatles did my song Chains, because they were this big phenomenon in this country, and everybody was going, oh wow, and they're great songwriters. And Jerry and I had written Chains for The Cookies and had a record with it here, and then they went and did it.
So let's go ahead with the next section.
In the studio, recording the song.
Chains was recorded by the Beatles on the 11th of February 1963 at Abbey Road Studios, of course at that time it was called EMI Studios, in London, in a marathon session in which they recorded 10 out of the 14 songs of the first album, Please Please Me. Producer George Martin had seen the Beatles play live at the Cavern Club in Liverpool, saw the reaction of the audience, so he wanted to capture that in a record. That's why he wanted to record the whole album in one day, as if it was a live performance. The song was recorded in 4 takes. John Lennon played the intro on harmonica, which was the characteristic sound of the early Beatles. You can hear it in songs like Love Me Do or Please Please Me. George Harrison recorded the lead vocals for this song, and being track number 4 from the Beatles' debut album, this was the first time many Beatles fans heard George Harrison singing lead vocals. So for this song we have George Harrison on lead vocals and lead guitar, John Lennon on backing vocals and rhythm guitar and harmonica, Paul McCartney on bass and backing vocals, and Ringo Starr on drums. The song was produced by George Martin and engineered by Norman Smith. The Beatles played Chains on a number of BBC radio shows, including Side by Side, Pop Go the Beatles, and Here We Go. The song was included on the album On Air, The Beatles Live at the BBC Volume 2, released in 2013.
Hi, sorry to interrupt the video. Just a very quick, very important announcement. I published a book. That's right, I published a book. It's called From the Cavern to Abbey Road, a journey through the Beatles' iconic landmarks. In this book, we see the story of the Beatles from the places where everything happened. Some of them are famous, like let's say Abbey Road Studios, and some of them perhaps not so famous, like for example the art gallery where John and Yoko met. I put a lot of work and effort into this book, and it would help me so much if you grabbed a copy. It's available on Amazon all around the world, so if you want your copy, please go to the link in the description. Thank you. Now back to the video.
So let's go ahead with our next section.
This is decoding the lyrics.
Decoding the lyrics. So the lyrics of Chains are pretty simple. Yet they have a powerful message because basically they're comparing love with chains. Chains of love. You know that feeling when you're like imprisoned by love? For example, in the bridge, it says, I gotta tell you, I think you're fine. I'd like to love you, but baby, I'm imprisoned by these chains. So it's like a toxic relationship in which you can't really love the person. Maybe it's like a very controlling partner, or maybe you don't know how to love someone, so you create your own chains. It could mean many different things, but clearly this person is not free. You know, chains is like the opposite of free. So if you don't feel like you're free, you can't really love anyone, can you?
This is authentic. I want you to know, I was there.
Okay, let's go ahead with our next section.
Breaking down the music, breaking down the music, breaking down the music, breaking down the music.
The Beatles version of Chains is very short, just 2 minutes and 20 seconds long, just like many other songs from the Beatles' debut album, Please Please Me. And it's very energetic, and George Harrison singing the lead vocals brings a new element into the Beatles' music that we haven't heard so far. Now I'm gonna show you something about the harmony.
So the harmony of Chains is pretty simple, and it's a clear example of what a rock and roll track should be. It's in the key of A, so we start with A.
Chains, my baby's got me locked up in chains.
Now we go to the 4th grade of the scale, which is D, D7 actually. The 7th always adds an extra bit of tension.
And it ain't the kind
And now back to A.
that you can see.
Now we go to the 5th, which is E, E7 actually. The 5th wants to resolve, so the 5th wants to go back to A.
Oh, these chains of love
Now back to the 4th,
got a hold on me, yeah.
and now 5th, and we resolve. You know when it says, it ain't the kind that you can see? That's how you know it's not a Beatles song. The Beatles never use that word in their own songs.
And it ain't the kind that you can see, yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead with our final section.
And finally, this is legacy and impact.
Legacy and Impact. The Beatles version of Chains was included in the Beatles' debut album Please Please Me, which was released on the 22nd of March 1963, and it reached the top spot on the UK albums chart, and it stayed there for 30 weeks, a very promising start for the Beatles. So this is pretty much it for now. Thank you so much for watching until the end. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. You can also follow me on Instagram or Facebook. There is a PayPal link for donations, of course. Every donation will be absolutely appreciated. You can also buy my book. Actually, that would make me very, very happy indeed. Or the free option is just to subscribe to this YouTube channel and maybe click on the bell icon so you're the first to know when I upload new videos. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.
Well, I'm afraid that's us run out of time.
Oh,
I'm really
okay.
sorry.
Oh,
So,
Bye, everyone.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
If I give my heart to you, I must be sure from the very start that